Hello, everyone, and welcome not just to an exciting episode. We are going to try very, very hard to reboot our live stream on Friday of our Age of Ashes, the Elven Portal podcast. Now, the Friday slot is going to be shared with our Star Wars show. I'm sorry, did you expect us to play Star Wars tonight? Is tonight the Star Wars night where we play We Shot First, Saga Edition, Dawn of Defiance? Well, yes, there is going to be a bit of a shuffle. But if you show up around 8 o'clock, I'm guaranteeing you some solid-ish entertainment, either Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Age of Ashes, the Elven Portal podcast, where two dwarves have come down the mountain to open a microbrewery and have got swept up in the AP's Call of Heroes. And we have new cast cameos for extended cameos of our cast members from other projects joining us in Frank Hamilton's extended absence, and we'll see how they work out. We have on Thursday night, we have 8 o'clock, our brand new cast of newbies playing our brand new AP, Monster Interrupted, the Abomination Vaults, put out by Paizo, and this month, we just launched the pilot of our collaboration with Pen and Dragon Games with Jarrett Mercer. No relation to Matt Mercer. Don't get too excited, but he is good. The guy is worth his salt. And this young aspiring writer has made his entirely original homebrew world, a post-apocalyptic, Titan magic-influenced valley where, well, you got to watch the pilot. A lot of us are in it, and I actually get to play. And that will be live around, let's say, 7:30, 8 o'clock on Sunday nights. These are EST times. So, getting back into, we have had a lot of fun in the second book because we are now in Cult of Cinders. In this book, doing cameos, we've had Tim Kearney, we've had Rick Crawford, we've had Jared, like so many people have given us their time, and we are so thankful because the positive feedback we've gotten from our fans going, get on with the book, please. I mean, these people are very nice, but get on with the book, please. Well, we're listening, and now we finally heard you. And here we are in book 2, the moment you've been waiting for. You guys almost suffered, I don't know, Joe, in your professional opinion, because he reads too much Reddit, completely paranoid going through this portal without himself being a cleric in a 5-man party. Do you think that was a TPK last encounter? You think you guys got out narrowly, or was that a cakewalk?
Oh, it could have been, depending on how we played that. If I did not decide to run like a little bench, then yeah, we probably would have all died.
Isn't that your signature move? I mean,
yeah, it is.
In all the years I've gamed with Gibson, man, it's either get behind me and he goes charging up to do something with a bomb, or it's run. And both have been effective in your gaming career thus far. So, returning as his goblinoid rogue role, we have Aidan Willems in the house tonight.
Hey, what's up?
We also have as our young Elven Ranger, author of the Amazon book Evening Star, Samantha Curl.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
And 2 out of 3 dwarves. Well, you know, there's a budget and economy, and not everyone can always make it. Matt Witt and Ryan Messsina playing your lovable cousins this evening.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Well, that was polite of you. Usually I was expecting something in unison, but that's fine. That's fine. I guess they miss Frank. They're not on the same page.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I made myself sad.
Oh, it's so sad. Out of the frying pan into the fire, out of the fire into the jungle. You find yourselves, the scene comes down south across the Inner Sea region, past the Isle of Korthos, down on the Gurundi continent, actually, far, far south where you guys started, into the Mwangi Expanse jungle. At least that's where you believe you are. It's hot, damn hot. So hot I could put things in pans and cook things in it. As Mr. Ron Williams, the great comedian, may he rest in peace, once said. The humidity hits you guys in the face. Well, actually, an ape carrying a druid rat folk went screaming out the portal and even caught the elves by surprise. That kind of hit you guys in the face. And hit one of them in the face. There's actually a guy not holding a bow up at you. He's like rubbing his face, looking into the jungle going, what the hell was that? Surrounded by elves. And I believe Albrecht Stonechucker, being true to form,
We surrender.
They don't move. They sort of take a step, and you hear the bowstring pull a little bit, like, as you guys are doing what?
Smoldering our clothing.
Yeah.
Like putting out our smoldering clothing.
Just
Moros's patting down his pants, just brushing off ash and soot and seeing how much, if any, like what's singed, what's damaged. Renali, are these friends of yours?
These are the Ekujae elves, I believe. They must have been guarding the temple site. They might have taken it from the cultists. And she just sort of nervously, remember how reverent she was towards our elf? She just sort of, as if to indicate, like, she can speak Elven. I do speak a bit of their language, but she's sort of, nervously looks over at our ranger.
I will hold my hands up, show that I don't have my weapons, and
Sure you do. They're on your back. You guys are dripping in weapons.
okay, I'm holding my hands out.
I
Like, no
can test-
weapons in my hands.
I'm just saying.
I can test that.
We got one guy going, we surrender, but everyone's loaded with steel and such, so...
Well, I'm holding my hands out and
Okay.
doing like a little step forward.
Okay.
We're friendly.
Okay. And a step back, and then a step to the side, and a step to the right. They start mirroring your movements. She gets them all line dancing. Well, this is really cool.
Cha-cha real smooth now.
That's right.
Everybody shuffle.
Before we break bread, break words, or break bowstrings, I would like to go back in time because Mr. Aiden Willems received a text from me the other day. We were mid-game, and he was the last one to leave the portal. The great manifestation, you guys believe, of the fiery god Dahak himself appeared in a fiery form and breathed a long cone of 66 Dragon Age style breath weapon at you guys. And a lot of you guys took it right in the face and then ran away. And everyone bolted.
Wisely.
Yes, everyone bolted, but our young rogue had noticed something in that tube while I was running him. So I left him in there and asked Aiden if he, see if Mr. Aiden, while this creature is like, getting ready for another attack, if he would like to use some of his special abilities and perhaps trained or expertly trained in religion, or perhaps knowledge of Dahak lore, or perhaps straight up thievery to mano y mano with the great creature, or just bail. Are you feeling lucky? Runt?
Absolutely. Let's do this. Thievery.
Cue the Mike Tyson's punch-out music. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun,
No kidding, eh? All right.
dun.
After watching the Elven Ranger with the arrowhead key piece to the portal, watching her reconnect the energies, you see a similarity in the portal pattern to the way this thing manifested. There's sort of I wouldn't call it a summoning glyph, but there is a organic pattern in the lava. It is natural looking, and I'm not saying you're seeing geometrical shapes, but there is something a little bit too well rounded about some of these lava lines. And if you step back and look at the bigger picture, the whole thing seems to be a great big trap, like a summoning trap, because for starters, not only did you roll proper perception to spot one, this thing, you guys were halfway through the tube and then a third of the way and almost at the portal when the thing decided to suddenly pop up. Like, as far as ambush goes, it should have showed it up right in front of you and hit you guys full force, and you'd have to go through it. That's an ambush. That's a goblin ambush, especially with fire. Did I mention?
Absolutely.
This thing is made with fire. So after you fire, get the goblin out of you, whipping out the appropriate thieves' tools, you go to work. Chip this lava flow here, connect this cork of a rock there, and a little razzle-dazzle, And what did you get for your thievery?
I got a 28.
28. You do what you can to the actual, shall we say, summoning area as best you can. And this thing sucks in its breath. And you run! not wanting to, like, it didn't wink out. It's like, oh, maybe not. And he runs away. Can I have a reflex save? A second one.
Yes, you can.
Now, do thieves tools give a bonus in this? Or you just you don't have, like, you need like masterwork, or like you need like really high quality, and like
I think it
what's the
has to be masterworks to give bonuses.
true, but you made this guy at 5th, so do you have high quality gear? Like Joe would be the guy to ask, like, because we're looking at the thieves tool like list, right? I don't want him to be so close with a 28 and then have us realize he had the gear that pushed him over the top of 30. So before I breathe on him again, I mean, sure, last session he did come out extra crispy, but just to be sure.
I don't know that question.
We have Thieves Tools at 30 silver. We have Infiltrator at 500 silver. We have Infiltrator picks at 30. And we have Thieves Tools replacement picks at 3 silver. So
Best you can get is a +1 bonus.
yeah. And throwing down a hero point, not really going to help. So, again with the bailing and the reflex of the saving, please.
Of course. 26.
You rolled a 5 and you got... Oh, you rolled a 13 and got... I was going to say, I thought I saw a 5 pull up. I was like, what? That's crazy. Breath weapon. Whoosh. DC 26 reflex save for half damage. Nicely done.
Cool.
But 6 is still 6, mon frere. So there's 4. There's another 2. Whoops, that's 3. Get rid of those. Stop that. Let's try that again. I need another 2. Nope, now it wants to shut down. There we go. So a total of 22 points and half is 11. You take 11 points of fire as you just breach that portal. And it hits you like in the back, and that's the reflex as you manage to get, like, you know, manifest through the portal, and just the back of you just sort of gets hit with the... And as stated before, you guys, he comes out a bit late and a bit extra crispy. But I'm assuming, with another 11 points of damage, you're alive.
Yes, I am.
All right. So I believe Lobrak actually got the save last time. And only took,
14, it looks like.
Yeah. So if I'm going to hit you with another 11, that puts you up to 25. I get tons left. You're fine. You're fine. What are you doing? You pop out, brush yourself off. They're all reacting to an ambush. And you come out smoking behind. There's that moment of distraction where everyone's looking at everybody, and you're like the little guy that came out last.
I will look for a bush to get in.
Yep.
Or a tree to hide behind.
Okay. You're in an ancient ruin. There's lots of stonework, but a lot of it's overgrown. You might be able to sort of like, just eke around a corner or whatever. Go for some stealth.
Yep.
Okay. Now, assuming the monkey comes out, there I'll go, what the hell? Get their guard up. Party comes out. We surrender. They hear blah, blah, blah. Maybe they don't speak Dwarven. Not a lot of mountains out here. Who knows? And then there's a little bit of back and forth with Nally. This is when you had popped out a moment before that. And then our elf steps forward and then steps back and then steps forward. They all look at each other, and one starts doing it and the other guy smacks him.
That I stepped forward, hands up.
Yes.
We're friendly in Elven.
Okay. One of their number comes forward. A tall, slim, dark-skinned elf wearing a myriad of colored lattice-together armor with gold I want to say gauntlets, but they're bracers. And a large gold throatlet. He's also noticeably wounded. He wears bandages around his neck and around part of his leg, and they have bled through from obviously a recent wound. Carries a dagger, carries a bow like the others. However, he does not have his bow drawn, but he is outside their circle. And when our Lady Ranger says what and does what she does, he steps through, breaks the circle, and
The circle has been broken.
and
Get him.
who are you? He says in a rich, elvish voice. Their dialect is a little different, but you can follow what he's saying. There is a line of communication here.
Oh, that's a relief. They speak our language.
Do you speak Elven? Elbrick?
He said he said it in common.
No,
didn't
I
you?
said Elven.
No.
The whole thing.
Oh, Elven. Sorry, my bad.
That would be great if you just suddenly broke into Elvish. Oh, great. It's great. We're all friends. He stands really tall. It's, just two dwarves in a trench coat with pointy ears.
We'd have to do the French accent.
Yeah, really, eh?
Dwarf French accent.
Messy.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, because of your British faux pas, instead of keeping up your Scottish, that suddenly became a dwarf speaking common. So, why not? Now, see,
And now it's canon.
now I've got this guy doing a French accent in my head. That's great.
You're very welcome. But make it French Canadian French, not Parisian pussy French.
Oh,
Oh.
Let's not get political. So, the question remains in Elvish, but I'll give it to Elbrick that, it's kind of, the first question from him is probably pretty obvious. Tilting his head, holding his hands out in a questionative gesture.
Okay, so I will introduce myself, and these are my companions. We're adventurers.
Okay. The last that desecrated this holy place were cultists. And they all start slowly eyeballing you guys one after another. Can I have a stealth roll? What did you get there? I see you've popped up.
23.
23. So they start eyeballing you guys curiously.
Well, we are definitely not cultists, and don't plan on desecrating anything. I myself prefer to be one with the land.
You still haven't answered my question, young one. Who are you?
We're just adventurers. My name's Alethea.
Ah, perhaps our people of the north have forgotten their manners? He says a little teasingly. He's a little patronizing, but he doesn't seem to be overly aggressive at this point. And it seems to be like he's just fatherly teasing you. He says, my name is Jassy. And you remind me somewhat of my daughter. Still, if you are not cultists, please tell us, how have you come through the portal?
That's a long story.
Very well.
Albrecht just kind of leans over, gives her a nudge. What are you talking about?
They want to know how we got here.
Oh, right then. Do you speak common?
He makes a face at you. He says, the dwarf's common is terrible. But he says it in common.
Oh, right. Thank you. Speak our language. At least one we can understand.
I speak some. My daughter taught me, he says with a big grin.
Very good. Albrecht Stonechugger bows very, very low. Of Clan Stonechugger of the Five Kings Mountain, Lord of Citadel Ultrain. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
He slowly nods an appreciation that you've actually offered up your name and title. And then they just patiently turn to sort of, the next one in line. All eyes are on you, little cleric.
Oh, okay.
Albrecht just slaps him in the chest as he hesitates. Speak up!
Niles Albrecht, worshipper of Caden Callion. Can you say that one, Jeff? Caden Callion.
I can.
Can you say that?
I can. They can't. So move on.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this guy, I've put in character that he has trouble with that name, so it's not my fault. Move on. The DM power of covering one's own ass, all right? Can I have a society check from you guys as something suddenly becomes somewhat apparent? Turning to the other dwarf.
Hi, I am Muros Anvilbender, also of the Five King Mountains. I am a disciple of the mountain stance style. And we mean you no harm here.
Again, appreciative nod. With your rolls ranging from 11 all the way up to 20, Albrecht, most of you guys are not sure, but they seem to be a culture based on one's own merit. It's sort of like, speak for yourself. If you guys didn't immediately come through going, okay, these are all my lackeys, I'm the one guy, that kind of thing. You guys all kind of came out. You're all very different looking to each other and to them. So they just seem to want to sort of hear it from each of you. Funny enough, though, he came forward as a leader and the rest are doing nothing. It does seem apparent that this is how this is going to roll out. Anyway, 23, not bad, but just he's, starts eyeballing the corner of the temple structure. But he doesn't say anything. Then he turns back to the elf and says, and he doesn't call it an ape. And what he calls it, it's not like an Elven translation. He just says a strange word that he calls them, like a chakra. The chakra that ran off with the screaming one. Who are they?
They were other companions of ours. My friend Dieter and his animal companion. I think he was a little spooked after what happened on our journey here.
The chakra are not companions. They are cultists. And they are allied to you?
Chakra, as you call him, he is an ape where we are from, and he is was our companion. And Dieter's companion. Just like my wolf, Reyna.
Okay. With your 20 society, Albrecht, Jassi says, well, you are in Ekujae. Right after I practiced this for a week. Ekujae lands. Some distance east of Lirjani coast. I'm all over with my accent. I haven't spoken common in so long. Albrecht, you recognize what he's saying is you guys are in the northwestern reach of the Moigangi jungle.
Oh, that portal's taken us clear halfway across the world. And just kind of stares off into nothingness as he's calculating the logistics, how he could use this to, further the dwarven venture.
How we can profit by this? Is that
bringing untold riches from the Milwaukee expanse back to our neck of the woods? We could just rip a couple leaves off the trees here, make a fortune with them back home. That's in my head.
Yeah, there's a couple elves got bows on you, and you're looking off, daydreaming, and they're kind of like the bows start training to like a tree. Like, what's he looking at? Is there something up there? Kind of the future. That's what's up there, right? The future.
Things going to be coming up, Albrecht. So, if you don't mind, Why are you training your bows at us? Do you think we're some kind of threat?
He turns to his men and he raises a hand and they lower their bows. They don't unstring them. They don't put the arrows away, but they stop pointing them at you guys. They kind of go, they at the ready soldier. They carry the rifle in the army and they got that, like the stock is up and the barrel's down, but they have both hands on the rifle and they're doing that sort of hop type of thing.
Yep.
Imagine that
Yep.
with a bow, right? So they ease off, the bows to the side, but they've got the two fingers on the string, but they're not, they're not being dicks and like pointing them in your faces
You're not
anymore.
pointing them at us, yeah. Which is perfect.
That's good. You get it?
Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. So, looking at his wounds. If you don't mind me asking, those look fresh. What happened here? You were tangling with that horrid visage of a dragon inside the portal, were you? Expect you'd be a wee bit more charred if you were.
The darkness you speak of, he says, pointing at the gate. The cultists worship it. They seek it. We are trying to protect our lands from them and from it. My people have a long history with the darkness, the great darkness. We hurt it long ago, but we did not kill it. This is the great darkness that still remains, although not whole. We must remain vigilant, especially near sites such as these. And he, grandly sort of sweeps around the fallen temple.
The darkness, you say? That's awfully vague. I'm going to tell you right now, we saw a great fiery dragon in there. Wasn't nothing dark about it. Look at the singe on me beard. Holds up like a tuft of very smelly dwarven burnt beard.
The darkness is a story for our linguist to speak of, though, not me. As for my wounds, and he sheepishly runs a thumb across his bandages on his neck, I just need to be more careful of the charakaras, what he was calling the apes.
Very interesting. Right then. Would it be all right if we were to tend to some of our wounds here? Some of us didn't fare too well coming through that portal. You're not going to shoot us if we start pulling out bandages and casting healing magics, are you?
No, but if your party is in need of aid and you are not with the cultists, at this moment, Renali sheepishly steps forward. And she says, in common, my lord, she says, with respect. And it's not Elvish, but she speaks common and just quickly rambles through a bunch of facts about, like, her village is nearby. She's on her own doing the pilgrimage young thing. Just starts blurting out a bunch of facts. Like somebody, like a fanboy would, to, like, you finally meet Mark Hamill. Is like, oh, I've watched every movie. Well, of course. Right? That kind of thing, So I have a great respect for your people guarding, the temple. So, I foolishly followed the cultists in... I just, want to get back to my village, type of thing. These people have been kind to me, and anyway, she sticks up for you. But she's just like a rambling mess. If one elf she thought was put her off her game, a whole gaggle of them just seems to have her agitated, upset, afraid, not sure. Her posturing and her voice don't seem to sort of match up with her movements. She seems a little jerky.
Most what kind of just one walk up kind of beside her, puts one hand on her shoulder. Renali, come. Renali's been of great assistance to us, helping us navigate our way back here. She got dropped on the other side of this portal, and she has been a great guide for us up until this point.
Aye, it seems getting closer to home has addled her mind. Perhaps she's more in need of rest than we thought.
The Hunter Gate, he calls it. We had always guarded this temple, and to keep the gate from opening, we failed. It has strange alien magics. Those who pass through, it is rumored they don't quite... Well, he wants to be polite. He realizes his words are leading, and she's like nervously leading in, like, am I broken? You know, that kind of thing. He just kind of trails off at that point and says, you mentioned healing, and you wish to know more of the lore of the Dark One. I will take you to my daughter. She will help. I know she will. She is our linguist, and she knows much of the world beyond this jungle. Come. And they part, and they, you know, form the sort of honor guard so that you guys don't get lost.
Right, lads, come along. Lowbrick, get out of the corner there.
Okay.
Oi, this is Lowbrick.
Hey, what's up?
What you hiding in the bush over there for?
I came out of the portal and they all had bows trained on y'all. You want me to just walk into that? Come on.
That's why you're hiding in the bush.
Everyone's left,
Right.
and there's like Muros on the very edge of the thing, you know, waiting for him. And he's out there. I love how the echo of your bedroom actually makes it look like the amphitheater of the temple. You're like, you want me to... you want me to do that? No.
Stop lollygagging then. Let's get a move.
All right. I'll run up with my, stubby little legs and
Okay.
catch up with the rest of them.
So as we go along, this elfin gold jewelry still keeps a respectful distance, but he has such a commanding voice that you don't need to be like shoulder to shoulder with him to hear him. He says,
He's like even the good tour guide.
yeah, it's sort of
Oh,
like,
here's the fungus that will kill you if you eat it twice. And over here's the vine that will kill you if you get within 5 feet.
yes, the jungle is a dangerous place. As I said, I am Jassi of the Leopard clan. As if that means everything.
The leopard clan.
My mother is of the River clan. And again, he pauses like to seeing if there's any spark of recognition or if that carries any weight or, you know. It's almost like he's mimicking, you know how Ulbrich like, and I'm the Grand Lord of the Citadel. Well, technically true, but still inflating the, you know.
Albrecht.
Yeah, it's almost like he's...
You lead with the big hand first, you know, when you're just getting to the table.
The elves watch your movements curiously. They eye you, not with suspicion, but you can't say they're like, you know, they seem to be warming up either. Jossie, on the other hand, seems a little eccentric, and he doesn't seem to cover up his emotional as well as his keen interest in you guys.
Right.
And as you guys head along, if you have any other questions...
So you say there's a leopard clan. How many clans are there?
That would be as if to say, how many leaves are in the jungle? How many animals gain respect and could kill you? He says, holding up finger. Huh? And could kill you.
The answer for that one is all.
So going to...
As he looks at him deadpan.
Try to keep up, Jesse, right? So, moving to the map. We have the map. He takes us... Now, we are somewhere, I've revealed, a massive hexagon map. And now, he tracks us north.
With the red line going... Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, really.
dun, dun,
No,
dun,
that's only for overland flight. Sorry there, Muros Jones.
Sorry, overland map, overland flight. You know, give it a couple levels.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Actually, somebody was talking about, on our YouTube page, they're talking about throwing. There's a feat called Friendly Throw, where you guys can speedball each other. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
for barbarians.
Oh, is it barbarians only?
I do believe so.
Or it's a friendly throw thing?
Yeah, like, pick up a guy and chuck him.
Yeah, there's a few ways to do that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
But some cause more damage and some are not friendly. It depends because where you grab for the attachment point to throw somebody.
Mm.
Not there. Whoa.
I'll throw you. No, please don't.
Well, it's not the throw that hurts; it's the gaining of the momentum.
Mm.
The acceleration.
Now, as we pan to the front of the line, Miros rejoins and starts talking and everything, okay? Off to the side, when these guys have sort of been honor guarded, like they part, like a wedding, da-da-da-da, right? These guys all funnel through, okay? When the elves sort of move out, okay? Last in line, we have our little goblin. And as the elves move away and some of the bushes part, you notice two very strange objects. A wooden totem with some sort of dragon skull has been sort of broken and bent aside. It's very close to the temple, but it looks like it's something that's been planted recently, though it's been beat up and knocked over. And
Ooh, what have we here?
a yellow...
I'd stop and look at it
Well, like I said,
if I noticed it.
our goblin has, because everyone's moved out of its way. Like I said, you guys have all been gone off and
Herded through?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
herded through for the moment. And the twinkling of happy yellow metals. Do you, call out to the guys, run up and ask questions, or just,
I'll run up and ask
okay,
because I don't want to. I'm not quite aware of how they exactly work, and as much as I do like shiny, and could probably steal it, I don't want to immediately make them hostile. So, yeah, I'll hustle up to the front, and be like, "So, there's some metal back there in a dragon statue that's broken. What's up with that?"
the cultists have planted it. Do you wish to examine it? It is very dangerous, but if I am to assume that perhaps we could be allies in the future, and he just sort of points back, like if you guys want to go back and have a look at that, we haven't gone very far.
100%. Absolutely want to look. Oh, a dragon statue.
Okay. So this broken pillar is enough to reveal that originally it was intended to be crowned by this wooden carving of a dragon's head. The wood has been bleached white. Can I have religion checks, anyone? Anyone?
How about knowledge dragon lore?
Yes.
28.
28. Solid guess that this is supposed to have some religious significance to you-know-who.
Well then, I'll tap deeper into my bowels of knowledge for specificities.
Okay. Not...
With a 19 for the hack lore.
Okay. It's too convenient. They talked about the temple, the portal. They called it the Hunter's Gate. They said something about Dahak himself and his people, long time ago had defeated him and wounded him. And
They didn't say anything about the hack. They said the darkness.
which you guys possibly believed with your former last episode, Dahak lore, confirming what was in there was part of Dahak.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's true. What they may have thought could be a completely separate entity.
It's true. So,
But how many...
identifying it as that.
Dahak is a fiery dragon god. So,
Yes, he is.
forgive the leading question. I won't rule out that there's a separate entity, but odds are.
So, I look at it. It's an effigy of Dahak
It's...
with my dragon expertise.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Or at least you cannot be sure. However, the fact that it's a bleached white dragon head and Dahak is a dragon and this is some sort of holy totem, like your connection with your former role can't be denied.
Perfect.
But with your second role, you're just like,
Detect magic.
Okay. How do the rest of you guys do with religion?
23.
Ah.
18.
What's religion?
Those guys that, like, when you get in the room, right at the end of the top of the room, the altar, they put all the shinies. They just lay them out, you know.
Ah.
Grab now, but the curse comes later. You know, that's a religion. Alethea?
14.
So, Niles, you see Albright contemplating a little bit of self-doubt, okay? You notice some of the etching, some of the runic etching that's worked into the artwork of this thing is undeniably religious symbology. Draconic religious symbology. You could probably give Al the nudge he needs going, yeah, that's for Dahak. But not specifically of him. Right? It's something, think of it like a totem holy symbol, as opposed to like, oh, it's supposed to be, this is the guy in the cross kind of thing.
Sort of like a shrine then? Or is that what we're getting at here? Or is it just like a totem?
It's a totem,
'Cause-
but
Okay. There's a big difference. So,
Al detects magic, and it does. Although the magic has been, like altered because they've broken it and pulled it apart, it still radiates, traces of magic. Evocation is the most powerful trace. You getting off of this thing? Curiously, is everyone kind of done a 180? Y'all want to have a stab at this, I'm assuming, since everybody's rolling here?
Be wary, lads and lady. Don't touch it. It is magical.
Can I have a perception check all around?
Certainly.
The elves give you guys room, but they are watching you guys closely for your reaction to it. I'm assuming they wouldn't be very happy if somebody throws themselves prostrate and starts going, "Soon, my lord, we will bring you back." That's kind of a telling bad for the future alliance. Perceptions. What do we get?
25.
Ooh.
12.
That one for a 9. I'm distracted by the shiny metal.
21.
25.
The shiny you saw before, I'm referring actually to like gems for its eyes, which at first you thought were gold, but they're more like an amber gem that's been inserted.
Oh, okay.
Niles and Al notice a silken cloth bag that's at its base, and it doesn't look like it was placed here as some sort of offering. It looks like it was something that was, the bag is sturdy enough looking that it would hold something, and it looks like it's been dropped or been overlooked by the elves type of thing, because it's in the area, but it's just in that right place under the bush kind of thing nearby where you guys are bending over and talking to each other, and then you're both looking at it. Take a step to the side, everyone else is coming around the other side all looking at it, and then the two of you look over at it, and it's like the bird's eye view right past the skull, and it's like, is that some kind of bag under there, over there with the bush and the thing? What the hell? Cloth sack
A cloth sack.
that I've over described, so let's get on with.
Ooh, what have we here?
Okay,
Pull it over,
all right.
open it up, look inside.
A thin gold bar. Perception. What's my praise in this? I guess it would be society.
Gold bar.
Wait, you're praising?
Appraise? No, it worked. I believe
Works off of
it
weird.
works off of your main skill. So
Yeah, like if it's
a magical thing, you
so it'd be
use Arcana.
Yeah, it would be crafting. Or anyway, what would you go with a gold bar? It would be some kind of either a craft or a perception if you
Yeah,
perceive it,
crafting.
type of thing.
Yeah.
So
15.
now,
It's poison.
remembering that 10 silver is 10 gold. So when I tell you that this thing looks like it's worth 10 gold, that's like 100 gold
It's like
pieces.
10 platinum.
Yeah, that's like 100 gold pieces. The bag contains a solid thin gold ingot, like a bar. Looks to be about worth 10 gold.
Ooh.
Now I'm assuming you're making sure that this is Real gold.
DL.
Yeah, like no. You want to?
Nope.
You
Nope, I'm not.
You want to just open the bag, going,
Hey,
look,
what's that?
just
over
like,
there?
Oh, look at that!
he holds it up to the light, right?
Bites it.
You bite into it. Okay.
Well, you got to check it for gold. That's how dwarves do
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
By taste.
Yeah.
Purity.
Yeah. Totally.
No, it's 100%. It's 100% true. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you guys are all oohing and awing over the cursed totem of dragon something. Oh, look at that! It pulls out, does the swimming motion with the bar.
Ting listens
Right.
to the tone.
Now, you don't know who this elf is, but you know the guy he smacks is obviously the guy and his buddy that took down that totem and missed the freaking gold. Just off in a corner, just one elf just smacks the other. Like the guy looks like the kobolds, right? And just, sorry.
Does he? And he just tosses it over to
Niles.
Niles.
Okay.
Yeah. And
What am I
turns
doing with this?
turns back to Jossie. Looks at Jossie. Looks at the statue. The hawk. Terrible thing that. It puts filth in my mouth just simply uttering the name.
You mentioned putting
Anyways.
something in your mouth, and he looks over at Niles, kind of like holding the bar, looking confused, like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Well, I will try to appraise it.
Sure.
My good old crafting that I have.
Yeah. Can I get you a little
24.
Get you a little closer on the mic there, Joe?
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Crafting of 24.
It is, the not the awesome Fort Knox gold, the thick, heavy, tall ingots, right? But they usually do have a smuggling movie, and it's like this thin, long rectangle with the Nazi stamp in it. But the gold has etches, like it's been not roughly cut, but hand cut, pressed, put together with a simple 1940 lathe. Like it's not pristine edge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not a polished gold bar. But
Exactly. But
an ingot.
It has been hammered out into a thin gold bar, and no, it does not have any kind of, sorry for the reference, symbol on it.
Okay. I'll roll her back up and shove her in the backpack.
Okay.
To the coffers of Katie.
Yep. The elves don't seem overly, I won't say they're not interested, because they're very interested in everything that's going down here, but they don't seem offended that you guys take the gold. Another one's going, beside that one guy, smack is a joke, but it was more like,
Yep. Finders keepers, man.
No, that's fine. They don't seem slighted with that. However,
I'd like to.
yeah, I was just saying,
So-
getting back to the magic of the pillar and your cat,
Yeah.
right? So
Just
you want to back it with a skill? Arcane, occult, religion?
I do not have time to deal with this right now. I think we should hasten to your village. I'd like to meet this cunning linguist of yours. But at some point in time, I'd like to come back here and deal with this. It's an affront
Okay.
and should be removed.
Okay. Well, there is always the skill, like you detect magic, and then there's like studying it with your arcane skill, or
Yep.
because it's a religious item, having Niles. But if you guys want to forego that and just truck it back,
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
okay. No problem. So, heading north to an awesome, let's just say this city that is completely suspended in the treetops with connecting bridges would make an Ewok go, oh, it is impressive. How impressive? Well, I'll show you a picture. For the podcast, you'll just have to trust me that it's... Go to
It's cool. Trust me, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could just post this, I guess, on the, no, I don't know. Paizo as
Just say the name of the city, and if anybody wants to see it, Google is a thing.
Acreville. Not Riverdale, Acreville. That's Elven for Riverdale. Behold, the city of awesome coolness.
Loading. What?
Oh, cool. That is cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
That is cool.
So we are looking at, imagine the canopy view. So you're 100 feet in the air looking down, 300 feet in the air, looking down at 100-foot tall trees. And you see 3 sprawling, 12-tipped, tiered wooden structures, all covered with green buildings that pan out like flowers. And the 3 of them are like giant pods, almost in a triangle, with connecting bridges not only to each other, but smaller little platforms randomly off in several directions. I'm looking at 3 massive structures connecting to 3 or 4 smaller ones, and then another 4 or 5 smaller still. You guys are not quite used to traveling in the jungle. And as you guys hike for a solid hour, not that you guys are going to start taking on exhaustive fatigue conditions, but I will say that you guys are feeling tired. You're feeling, the heat. It's moving around in this humidity is crazy. However, it's all worth it to look up and see woven tree branches from the foundations and buildings of this large treetop Ujiki town. Bridges made of sturdy vines spread out through the rainforest canopy, allowing rapid travel through the jungle for miles around. Dozens, if not hundreds, of trunks of massive trees, each over 10 feet wide, support a wide weaving of branches that in turn supports an entire city above. And each is decorated with twisting roots and shoots that have been painstakingly arranged to form images of elephants and leopards. Further up the trunks, we have... Oh, I've lost my place. Further up the trunks, amid beautiful meshes of branches that have grown together to form wide platforms overhead, a staggering array of grafted fruit trees and earth-filled terrace gardens creates a spectacular display. A Ekujae? Oh. All right. I've had enough. I'm going to type this in chat.
Yeah. Spell it out.
Or just make up your own name that you can say on a regular basis.
Every time I see it, it flips in my head. It's like...
It's the Karens.
Ekujae?
Yeah.
Ekujae.
Where'd he type it?
In the Zoom chat.
Ekujae.
Ekujae.
See, that's not how I would pronounce it. Knowing that Milwaukee is African, it'd be Ekujae.
Ekujae. That's...
Well, what accent do you want to put here, right?
Ekujae.
Ekujae.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you. I had that before. I was like, I know Ekujae is wrong. This is so wrong on so many levels. Why? Why, brain? Why?
Ekujae.
Oh, yeah. And Ekujae, half-elf, waits at the base of one of the trees, balancing lightly on a mass of protruding roots. In one hand, she holds a brass staff topped with a sculpture of a leopard grasping a sword in its jaws and pinning a prone human. A little dark. Her other arm seems not to be made of flesh, but twisted wooden branches and bone. I am Niktea of the Leopard Clan. My mother was of the Stargazer Clan. You are guests of the Ekujae tonight. Welcome to our lands. And I have a picture. I know, podcast people are like, damn it, this is supposed to be a podcast, but,
It's a pleasure. And takes a deep bow.
Albrecht mirrors the bow. right beside. Your father has told us much of you. Seems that you're the person to be talking to in relation to tales of woe that your people have been having of late.
I am a keeper of stories. My mother was a diplomat. You have met my father.
And your father smells of elderberries. Sorry.
And you, sir, smelled of elderberries. I was waiting for one of you guys to do the rocket, looking at the arm. Oh, how much you want for the arm? I'm going to get that arm, you know. So, when you guys get here, it was a 10-mile journey. You know, you guys are kind of pooped out, okay? This place is made of branches, vines, you know, you name it. She says, I am Niktia of the Leopard Clan. She greets you. You guys bow. My mother was of the Stargazer Clan, and you are guests of the UK tonight. Welcome to our lands. A feast will be prepared in your honor. And with that, a quick double whistle from the elves, and a bunch of them just start ascending vines. She reaches up that arm, and it extends like 10, 20 feet, and she grabs, and then just like in, I don't know, Made in the Abyss, because it's so freaking cool, she, you know, rappels up, it pulls her up, and you guys are left on the ground to your own devices to get up there.
Oh, that was cool. Right then. He just turns over to Miros, puts his hands on his shoulder. You know the drill. Spider climb.
Yeah.
Spider climbs himself. Spider climbs the Elven maiden.
Because you can't remember her name either. Ha!
Nikta? What?
No.
Elven maiden.
Alethea.
Oh, okay.
And then who do we have left?
Oh, the
We've
God's
got,
gone. He's gone raiding temples. He's got his little Indiana Jones hat on. He's gone, man. He's looking for the next temple. It's right in the middle.
just see him running past.
Yeah.
A couple seconds later, the big boulder.
Yeah. And on top of it,
But,
top
but
of
it's
it
like
is your
just the medium size.
yeah. But on top,
Shrunken down.
well, to him it's huge, right?
on top of it's this giant ape spinning some sort of rat-looking
Yeah,
thing
I'm
over
gonna
his
say,
head,
and
like,
you're druid
like
in
a
it.
lasso.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, your guys are on top of it, causing the mayhem. What was that?
No, okay. So who else are we missing here? So I got Miros.
How many times can you
myself.
cast that?
4.
Okay.
That's why I got to pick. But then I need to rest because that's literally sucking out my entire level
Well,
2 repertoire.
Renali, with an acrobat check or athletics check of DC 15, starts to nimbly climb up on her own.
Acrobatics?
Okay.
Yep.
I will climb.
Well, if you get spider climb on your back, then it's a walk.
Yeah, you just walk up.
Yeah.
So me, Miros, Niles.
Lobrak is already halfway up.
Okay. So and then
Call
the
it out,
range
because of his 31.
Athletics of 31.
Alethea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about your wolf? He looks at Alethea.
That's
I could carry him if you don't mind.
that's what you should have spider climbed, was the companion, right? Spider pig. With Homer.
If it wouldn't offend you at all, I wouldn't mind manhandling or dwarf handling him up there.
2
Unless
young, handsome, shirtless Yugeki elves come down with vines. And you think you guys are saved while this last debate. They tie them together and offer a comfy little seat swing to our young elven ranger. Like, please, for you.
Well, thank you.
Takes a seat, crosses a leg, and yoink, up she goes.
Oh, give me that spell back! You try to do something nice, and along comes some gangly, pointy-eared, very muscular, might I add, almost
in?
chiseled.
Goes in. Yay!
Lean and mean, yeah.
Right there, puppers. Let's leave Albrecht to his thoughts.
Yeah.
Come along.
He just folds his arms and walks up.
Yeah,
the tree.
no, Reyna takes one step towards you, and whether it was, at first you think she's caught in a snare, but two vines snap up, and like a very comfortable dolphin, yoink, up she goes.
Buddy, well, that doesn't use mirrors to take out murders. Hey, no one else. Hey, there you go. But you know, going up with my feet is so easy. I gotta do a handstand the whole way up.
All right. Increasing the DC by 10, 25, if you please. Lobrick wasn't lying. Critically succeeding with his 31. I'm assuming that's probably going to double his distance, and he's just shimmying right up there. No problem. Niles with a 24 is actually doing the young, spry youth, you know? There's a lot of handhold. Like, this thing is dripping with vines. Like, it's only a DC of 15. It's really not that hard, you know? It's just not, it's just not the sort of rope. But, Mr. Show-Off, if you must.
Well, I got spider climb on me, so it's really more just a DC of doing a handstand.
Oh, I see. So after, like, you know, now there's a bunch of them up there watching and giggling, by the way, you know, looking down at you guys and then deciding to cut our elf some slack.
It's not for an entertainment purpose. It's for a challenge to myself. If anyone wants to witness it, feel free to it.
So, you know how those guys walk on their hands and they curl their legs sort of over their back for balance?
Yeah.
And all right, so you're kind of like doing that upside down, curling your legs, and then just kind of walking up the tree with your hands?
I envision it, I'd be doing it sideways, right? Left hand up, right hand down, and then it'd be like a flip.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's rolling, he's rolling over, yeah.
It's all core. It's all core.
He does it the hard way, not because he doesn't know better, but because he likes the challenge.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'm just waiting on the roll. You can stall all you want.
You do know the difference between myself and Niall.
He doesn't need to roll. He has spider climb. You don't roll climb checks with spider climb. You just climb. You gain climb speed equal to your move
but
speed.
now he's trying to do something acrobatic with his new movement rate. So
makes no difference. It's hands and feet.
Yeah,
operates the same for climbing. You
so
grow little hairs
athletics.
like a spider.
If you told me somebody would tumble on the ground because they have a natural walking speed, I would ask for acrobatics. He has a natural climbing speed now, and now he's showing off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
With the acrobatics, I get that.
It wouldn't be terribly hard though.
All's well and good in the world of showy off me.
Yep.
I want my coordinate.
He one hands and finger walks up.
Call it the number, then you can brag.
26.
Yes, he gets to the top. There's like this mild applause from some of the elves.
Hey, who's next? Who? That's got to be a record of some sort, right?
They all shake their heads. No. I mean, they live here. They probably do this crap for fun.
Well, it is now.
So you guys get...
Albrecht gets to the top. Yes, Muros. Fastest dwarf to ever climb to the top of this elven tree.
Hey, thanks, Albrecht. I know you indulged me there, cuz.
It's the small things. You got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Or else he just becomes an absolute ape.
Those two guys, you know, the one that we're smacking out there, right? One leans in and they hold up a fingers like two, as if, but they're only two dwarves, so... Confirming L's suspicion, you're the first two dwarves to ever. So of course he's the fastest.
I don't mind holding a silver medal in that category.
I thought you were gonna like levitate up or just, you know, the trees like whip you up there, right?
No, I'm just gonna fold my arms Rasputin style and walk up the tree.
Yeah. Pull a vine down to like slingshot, like bend over a tree and then just like let go and let it fling you up there. You know, just all kinds of gnome flinging.
See, that's what Miro should.
Oh, next week. There's plenty of it.
Next time, buddy.
Yeah,
next time.
I was gonna say, there's plenty going to be going on up in these trees. I assure you.
Let's not blow our tree load on like the first time in the jungle here, guys.
True story. Gonna be lots of trees in the future.
Indeed.
Lots going on downtown here in Tree Town. So, yeah, you guys get up here. And they lead you to off of a bridge onto a platform, like just sort of an open area off to the side with some benches and stuff where you guys can just, you know, rest and tend your wounds. And apparently, you know, they've run off and started a feast in your honor. There's shade. Let's say that see the bottom left relatively large platform here. And I don't mean the giant ones. I mean, you sort of first up on the left-hand side. has sort of an arrow-headed blue structure, and you actually see like a green, putting green in the center kind of thing, connecting two buildings. You see that off to the left?
Yep.
Lots of little huts and everything, okay? So this is where you guys are hanging out. The very, very green one that's symmetrical at the bottom offers you guys shade and shelter. And you're going to do what to heal and aid yourselves, or possibly request aid of them. But you asked for a place to rest and heal yourselves up. This is what they've given you so far.
Sweet. You know, unclasp any of our more direct weapons and stow them with my gear. Keep my clan dagger on and a thong around my neck. Look at the cleric expectantly.
Yes.
You just keep...
You see,
if you don't...
Albrecht, the whole problem behind this scenario is because you keep skipping on leg day.
Yeah, see, well, he's going to keep undressing until you get the hint to heal him. Like, the clothes just keep coming off, man. So you better get in there.
As his gaze becomes more and more intent, started off as just a stare, and now it's like,
Act now.
All right. So,
get to me knickers.
Yeah.
You don't want to see this.
Start.
No, it's a right mess down there. You really don't want to see it.
Here, I'm going to throw up a shot of our young half-elf with a very cool arm.
Cool.
Different.
Mm-hmm.
That
Aw.
is Nick-Tack.
This is
Nick-Tack?
Nikita. Like, it's
Nikita?
N-K-E Taya. Nikta.
Nick-Tack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a close-up.
There you go. I can see that one. I can't see the other one. She looks cool.
Yeah.
Nick-Tack. Nick-Tack.
She has large, round, human eyes. Doesn't have the glazed over one color that the elves do with the hidden pupil.
It's because they have the extra eyelids. They just don't tell anybody about it.
Oh, that's creepy.
It's how they breathe.
Ew.
No, comparing her like to the Elven, you know, she's a little
She's a half elf.
yeah.
She's a little plumper, rounder in the eye.
I'd say voluptuous, but we don't want to get into a whole bunch of people going, what turn?
You
What-
look at me around that.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Her hair in long, thick dreads capped with gold bells, and she wears what looks like wooden armor that looks, you know, those roll-down mats or roll-down ladders, you know? She wears...
Tammy mat.
Yeah, she looks like she's wearing like a kind of a heavy tatami mat armor overlaid with green linen and leaf, that type of thing. She has white face paint, sort of a mask painted, as well as teeth lines. Because I think since she's the leopard clan, this is, you know, like marking her of the leopard clan.
Representative of
Yeah, representative of the with the face
Leopard
paint,
Skull?
the face paint possibly, or maybe the fact that, you know, leopards have the distinct multicolored, like the spots and everything, and they've just get a little artistic with that, or possibly, you know, marking her as the storyteller. You guys aren't quite sure. However, are you saying you couldn't see the other one with the cool?
Yeah, it didn't load for me.
Oh, okay, we'll try that again. How's that?
There it is. Oh, yeah.
She's got like,
Okay,
she's
so-
got the Groot arm. That's what it is. She's got like the freaking Groot arm. Like
Yeah,
it just
100%.
Yeah, it grows and there you go, right? Very, very neat. So, you guys.
I tell you, I'm intrigued.
There's a built-in back scratcher there.
So you guys are up, and they've lowered some, you know, ladders and swings to get you guys all together. You're in the shade, and you guys were discussing, eyeballing our cleric. So let's talk about healing, medicine checks, and spells.
Oh, just medicine check.
Okay. Who pick a victim? I mean a target. Who?
I'll start on. Well, let's see what's the party order happening.
Well, I just say like if we go top of the list, there's yourself.
Yeah, well, I'll do Albrecht first. I'll do myself last.
I touch
Okay.
myself. I want
right.
you to touch me. This is where I've gotten to now
Yeah.
because it took so long.
It starts singing. Once the singing starts,
Albrecht summoned a pole, and he started to slowly circle it.
Yeah.
Not going to get prettier from here.
No, it's not.
When they're doing that, I'm going to take care of Reyna.
Yeah. Joe, you sound very mumbled and muted. I think your treble and bass levels have gone off. But I also want to talk about skills. Last night when we were playing with the new cast, the DC upping different to like heal somebody else or healing yourself, is it not higher? Is it
You
not?
can, but I'm not doing that.
No, I'm just saying, is it not another 5 or 10 to the DC when you try and work on yourself? What-
Yes.
I just couldn't
To,
find
to
it.
work on yourself? No.
No?
Yeah. Isn't
No.
there a DC?
Yeah,
to it?
I thought it was like...
DC of 15 to treat wounds. Doesn't matter if it's yourself or somebody else.
Oh, okay. I thought we got it back in the
You
day.
you can increase the DC when you become a expert or a master to get more hit points.
Yes.
But there's no point in doing that because if you critically succeed, then you get 48 for treat wounds.
Okay.
So if I critically succeed a DC check of 15, which is pretty easy, mind you, I didn't do it with Albrecht, but then we get 48 instead of 2d8 plus 5 or 2d8 plus 10.
Okay.
So if you do the math, it's
So did you just heal me for 22?
I got it.
I just healed you for 12.
12. Okay.
Okay, so that dropped. So from 28 wounds, you're dropping down to 16 wounds, taking the 12 off. A little better. Back in the green.
And
Yeah,
and then I'll start putting my clothes back on. and
Yeah,
I'll
you
reach into
gotta
my-
wait an hour for your next shot.
I'll reach into my pack,
Yeah.
bust out a potion, chug it,
Okay.
hand one to Miros, hand one to Niles, hand one to
I
Alethea.
still have lots of medicine checks to do on everybody. So
Yeah.
I'm just doling out a potion to cure light wounds.
Okay, so this is for the
Drink
future.
this before it spoils.
Oh,
No, I want
that's
them to
right.
drink it now.
That's right, because of your new power. Did we talk about that on air?
I don't know if we got into detail for it, but basically,
So I'm gonna
I don't
as a
need to
DM,
carry a
where,
keg around with me.
where did you get
'cause
these
I-
potions, player? I'll ask. Do
I
tell.
make my own homebrew every day during my preparation time.
No, you don't say. Please do elaborate.
Because I took the alchemist archetype,
Yes.
I get 7 potions a day that I get to brew during my downtime. They only last the day. So they're like, it's just a bunch of like temp potions that I pump out every day while I'm going through my spell books idly. And also somehow I grow reagents for these potions mystically as well. I'm guessing that probably tastes a lot like dwarven earwax and
foot fungus.
foot fungus. They
So
probably
you've had some, is what you're saying.
don't- yeah. They probably don't taste too good, but everybody gets their little.
So everyone
It'll get you drunk.
everybody thinks this is brilliant till you take a swig and it's just like, oh, let's go. Oh no. No.
But it
no.
gives you 1d6 plus 1 hit points. So
All right.
chug away, folks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, roll your own health if you risk your own
Nice.
dowsing.
1d6 plus 1.
6.
One.
Nice. Four in total.
Isn't it +1 though, Niles?
Yeah, so 2. Blah.
I got 5.
I got 5 as well.
Sorry, so I'll just go down the marching order. So Niles got 2 points off. Al gets.
6.
So you've healed yourself another 6.
Yep.
Okay.
I already did it.
Okay.
I already did.
Oh.
Give me those wounds back.
Oh, stop that.
There you go.
Miros.
I got 4 back, but I already modified my wounds.
I see. Lobrak.
I got 5 back. I have not modified my wounds.
Gotcha. Alethea.
5, and I haven't modified mine.
Okay. None for Dieter. What about Reyna?
I said when they were doing their thing, I was going to go and tend to her wounds.
Okay. Because she not.
Oh, she gets a potion too.
She's like, no.
And doing the bad dog? No.
No. Yeah.
But everybody gets one. I had enough to give everybody one, including the wolf. Poor Dieter and
What do we have for
Rockets.
What do we have?
well, no, actually they're fine. He started channeling healing as soon as the monkey picked him up. So the monkey's just running through the bush with this ball of healing above his head.
Yeah, he's fine.
Gotta get the football. Gotta get the football. Gotta get the football.
He's fine. So you want to give us a medicine check on Reyna?
He's doing his part to heal the forest.
Okay.
That's a DOE.
15.
15. Squeaking by, but yeah, you're good. 2d8, please. Now, what do we have for handle animal in this? Because, or is it just straight up like they really tweaked and kind of gone with a clean slate with animal companions. You don't look up a wolf and give it the wolf stat block. A lot of it is just based on what level are you? 5th. What is your main
so the
attribute?
way
right?
they
Yeah.
work it now with companions and familiars is or like you don't have to roll to be able to control them, which it was kind of a dumb thing anyways. I mean, like this is your trained animal
Gimmick.
you've had with you for
Okay.
life
So-
in many cases.
so for
but,
flavor-
it costs you action economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So if you're like stay dog,
yeah, or
That-
you command it, it's going to take you one of your, because it's
One
going
of
to
your
attack.
three
Yeah, it's going to attack.
You give one of your actions gives it 2 actions.
Okay, so not that we're in rounds, but would you like to force this thing to drink the bloody potion? Because it still has 21 wounds.
Yes, I know. Would ask her nicely.
Okay. So after touching the dog cone yourself, so it doesn't pull on the stitches.
I think that the dog would actually find it quite
Sorry,
delicious.
wolf.
Wolf.
She's a wolf.
I think she'd be like, oh yeah, dwarf
Foot?
bits. Like,
See to your own puppy.
just judging how other animals, no, like just judging how my dog behaves around my shoes when I get home from work.
Okay.
I know they don't smell good, but to my dogs, they do.
Now, to you, he loves this puppy, okay? This puppy is a receded shadow with 2 little glowing eyes, like in ReZero. Okay, there's some creepy stuff going on with this warg puppy. So that's another 4 I'm looking at here for Reyna. Oh, look, she rolled herself. Not
Yeah.
cute. So she picks it up and shakes the vial and cracks it and looks Albrecht in the eye, just smashes the bottle. Hey, those aren't reusable. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yay, 4 more points for me. Okay. Well, that's the first round. You guys want to sit an hour and go again, or bust it the magic, or
I think we could probably give. We don't want to be like, all right, where's the party?
you guys have time. Like this, we're gonna go prepare a feast. You guys have time, so
Yeah. So I'd say we should take the time, relax, lick our wounds,
okay.
let Reno lick our wounds because that's apparently good. It's a thing. Something about disinfecting. I don't know.
If you guys can get below 10 wounds, I'll hand wave and say time goes by and you fix yourself up. But the fact that you could critically fail and seriously hurt yourself, like Niles at 26 wounds with 27 hit points could kill himself with healing. So I'd like a couple more rolls from Niles, at least, could get you guys below, more than below half. I want you guys down to 25%, then I'll hand wave, say time goes by, without doing every little roll. Still a danger.
Miros wanted to go on a wee look there for that one elf lady.
For Nikita? I'll say it real fast. It sounds like I understand it.
No, necktie.
Okay, necktie. So you wander off.
Necktie. All
See if you
right.
find her.
I dig
Okay,
it.
Miros wanders off so you can find her.
I've only got like 8 wounds. I'm actually relatively.
Yeah, you're
very
pretty good. Okay.
He just wants to go see if she'll arm wrestle.
Yeah. So not Niles about those wounds.
Yep. There you go. How's a 27?
Ooh, I believe that's a
Ooh,
critical
look at that.
success. Right.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Let's have it.
For 21.
Oh, there you go. Drop you need a
Is there not a
5.
plus on that as well?
Nope. Not
No plus
for
on that.
Hey,
no,
hey,
for
come on.
healing.
We're talking about a skill check that gives you like huge,
Ah, yeah.
like that's pretty cool. Okay.
Oh, I wasn't bitching. I just thought
Yeah.
there was a plus. So.
All right. So let's say by the time we get to the sort of morrow or like mealtime, you guys are good because he'll round you guys up every hour and, bend over, time for your next flu shot, that type of thing. And
That's not a flu shot.
I'll hand wave the rest of your hit points because at this point, once you guys get down to like only maybe a quarter-third wounds, it's, it's unlikely that you're going to hurt yourself or you'd have to, he has magic. So to possibly, no, I still stand on those climbing rules, Messsina. But look, rule of fun. We'll
I'm
hand
quiet.
wave.
Do not implicate me when I am quiet.
Oh, you've inspired me to hand wave. So Miros has wandered off. What are the rest of you guys doing before I get to what shenanigans we're going to start with him splitting the party? Shenanigans.
Say that word one more time. I don't know. What are we doing? Chilling under the tree with Niles.
A couple
I'm
hours.
gonna go look a little.
Yeah, a couple hours go by, and you guys are obviously curiosities. Like there are people hanging out. Anyone here that was like working on the huts or doing whatever is like just watching you guys. They're trying not to be rude about it. They're not staring, but they're obviously like, that guy's been pulling it up and down those blinds for like 3 hours now. No, he's not inside, like, levering them really creepy. I'm saying he's outside and he's deciding whether he should shutter in the bugs or not, that kind of thing. Kind of hanging out. The traffic, there's 3 ramps. The traffic goes from sparse to almost steady of people walking by, slowly talking with each other, conveniently forming little groups, looking at you guys and trying to look nonchalant and moving on. Word starts spreading that you guys are here. But getting back to our first daring Miros, as he goes trotting off in a random direction, there are 3 bridges, one going northeast, one going southwest, and one going directly south. Which way do you go? Because she got up here and disappeared before you got up here and got bearings of like which, because you guys were, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Where exactly are we?
you
Just,
The top left-hand platform.
bottom
okay,
left.
so the
Bottom left-hand, sorry.
bottom left hand.
So, not the one that's not the one that's barely on the screen.
The one that looks like a Christmas cookie.
Can we
Yeah.
doodle on this one? Or okay, yeah, I think I know the one we're talking about.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Give-
I think I know which one we're talking about. Bottom left hand corner.
Please
fully on
let me
screen.
draw on your map. Right? It's like you are on this one.
I know there's a button somewhere, but I don't know where.
Can you guys even see that? Doesn't
so-
look like it's showing up to me. Oh, there it is.
No.
Yes.
What you talking about, fool?
Oh, you know what?
So
I
between the two,
doodled the
so
wrong
there's
one. Damn
two
it!
large.
I doodled the wrong.
There's the 2 largest platforms.
Yeah, middlemen.
that are like directly vertical of each other, and then they're connected by 2 smaller platforms. We're on the southern of the 2 smaller platforms,
Yeah,
How do
I got you.
northwest of the bottommost large platform.
Yep,
So
I'm trying to
The
erase.
one basically right in the middle, essentially.
yeah,
essentially.
I tried to erase my first doodle. It was wrong. You guys are further south. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So we're south of that one, Aiden.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. Because I doodled on the wrong one. I didn't have the maps lined up. There's 3 giant platforms. Go to the most southern giant platform, right? And the branch that goes southwest down to the left. You guys are on that one.
never mind. Ignore me.
Sorry, I'm sorry. You're going to Great Lengths, and I'm sitting
So
there.
was I right with the one that looks like the Christmas cookie?
Yes.
Okay.
They all look like Christmas cookies.
No. One specifically looks like a Christmas cookie. The other one looked like Christmas cookies on that Nailed It show.
Fair.
And now I want sugar cookies.
Now I'm hungry.
So which way did she go when she left?
She went up. You guys were on the 4th floor, right? She
so
went
she went-
straight up to a bridge and disappeared, and you guys were like, okay. And then you took time to show off, got up here, and the leftover elves, the guys that were making hand swings and fawning over the other elf, guided you to this one spot and left you. But the leaders had vamoosed early, so
Oh, I would just talk to the elves around me to try to find out where she went.
okay. They point off towards the massive structure that's northeast.
All right.
Oh,
Before I
sorry, not everyone here speaks common. Only the leaders do.
Alright,
So you're like, with the viney arm. And yeah, give me a society check. I want you to try and figure out how to communicate, what's their version of pantomime.
This week on Miros Charades.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you should make him do
Society.
performance checks, to be honest.
No, now that he's alone, completely alone, and no one sees but the elves, he renders a beautiful likeness portrait and gives it to them as a gift. And they point him in the right direction.
Society 6.
Or, unless you want the crafting check, but otherwise, 6. Yeah. Okay, so completely blowing the, they all, 2 guys point in 2 different directions because you've confused them.
Okay. 50-50. Follow one.
Okay. Roll percentage.
One on the left.
Roll percentage.
There's a way to do that, right? There.
Right click.
There it is.
Yeah, right click on the D10s and
Got it. That's 30%.
okay. You head northeast.
Cool.
Off he goes. And you guys are hanging out for a little while and then start noticing said crowd, maybe decide to explore a little bit on your own. No one's can find you. Like they gave you a spot to rest, like as far as you know. No one said like wait here. Nothing like that. So, what about good old Miros? Let's start with him. The first thing you come upon getting to the, shall we say, what do you call it? The larger platform.
Mhm.
You barely are on the larger platform, and this thing expands massively in every direction around you and has upper tiers. Like, you see the bridge coming into it, there's immediately 2, 3, 4 tiers. This is like an anime with a cat becoming a cat spirit gone mad kind of place.
Yeah. Yeah.
You take a couple steps in here. Anyway, while you're hesitating, you see a pair of tall Ekujae girls, both curious and watching you. They have thick metal bands on their ankles, and they hold a pair, one each. They approach you, you know, after you kind of do the polite smile and nod and sorry, you're too young. Anyway, one does sort of this, you know, aloha kind of bit, like sways, and they point
Right.
they point at the rings and they bang them together, and then they hand you a pair.
All right. I take him.
Okay, you put them on.
All right. Sure.
Okay. So they demonstrate. They clap and smile, and then they do this sort of her me, like watch kind of thing, right? Anyway, so
Yeah.
they start dancing in time. And they even like double Dutch, like they sing da na 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 na, right? Only this
Yeah.
game has two competitors. They dance. You dance to the tune in time, but you're going to try to take your anklet and strike the other one in time to the music. And if you can hit the other one's, you know, kind of like that hand slap thing, like, oh, got you before they move, because the other dancer's obviously trying to move their, not only stay in time, right? So you have two people facing each other, dancing around to the music that they're singing. Plus, to the music they're singing, they're trying to strike the other person's anklet with their own anklet, making a cool,
So it's
cool ping to the music. And each person is also trying to avoid being struck.
So it's like breakdance fighting.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Anyway, she holds up.
Consider a new challenger has approached.
She shows you a hand, 5 fingers. They start dancing. One strikes the other, right? The one that struck holds up her hand, 5. The one that got hit holds up her hand, reduces a finger, and now she's down to 4. So you win by reducing the other player's 5 points that they start with.
Okay.
Elven combat dancing.
Nice, huh? So, are you interested?
Was this module specifically written for Muros, or
Or just a segment.
I kid you not, there are events and I can scramble them, but this is event 1 called the dancing game, and we'll get them involved. Do you partake?
I'm already wearing the bells.
All right.
I just wish I had a bit of an audience here.
Well, if you want to stir some up, give me a society check, or intimidation, or diplomacy.
Performance.
Do some kind of tumbling, or give me some acrobatics. You know, like hey,
I'm
everybody.
like, let's play the strength here at least once.
He just runs around grabbing people by the collar, you and you and you, and throws them in a big elf pile. Now watch me, you know.
Yeah.
And
All
our
right,
archers all
elves-
start leaning over from the top tiers. Oh, this is bad. I'm dancing.
Some performance of like athletics.
Okay, so while
to
he's-
just kind of get the crowd started.
While he's starting to stir up a crowd, back to the main group, what are you guys doing? You hang out for a little bit, he disappears, he's early healed. By the time he gets engaged in this game, but then pauses to start trying to draw up a crowd, and the girls are shaking their heads and going, no, this is how you play. You don't play like that. You know, confusing his intent, right? Because kids on the corner with double dutch, they're just doing their thing. They don't like run around knocking on doors going, hey, come out, you know, carnival. So your actions are confusing the girls. They're chasing you around, shaking hands, going, no, you know, like play with one of us. Not him.
If there's music is involved, you need many people. That's how you keep a beat.
He's the baker. Well, perhaps you'll attract an audience just by doing it well. But anyway, getting back to you in a moment. Guys, the rest of you.
Niles and Albrecht are balls deep into a religious discussion about dragons. Albrecht looks around and, oh shite! You didn't happen to see where Muros went, did you?
No.
Oh no! Look, don't mean to cause alarm, but there's a possibility he may start a war if left unchecked. He has that effect on people. We should probably look for him before he causes some trouble.
Speaking of missing persons, the Elven Ranger has already wandered off, as I believe she indicated earlier.
Yes, I did.
And of course,
What do you think, Alethea? What the crap?
and where's our goblin? Is he already gone?
Oh, he is absolutely just asleep underneath one of the benches. He ate
Even
two
the
of
goblins
those dragon breaths.
They stand up, right? They can't find you either because you're under them, behind them.
It's actually just the two of them.
Okay. So, disturbing your rest, Jobrak, the dwarf jumps up and starts making a loud fuss. Perhaps you might want to just sort of move off somewhere for some rest. You don't have to go far, but maybe the other side of the platform or something.
Yeah, I'll just crawl away quietly and slowly, just
Okay.
Frickin' dwarves.
Getting away from said platform, it is on the edge of the city. And you look for a nice quiet spot, and you actually see something rather peculiar. Not far, like literally a stone's throw away from the edge of said other side of the platform, near where the bridge starts, you see not a leopard, but you believe, nature check,
4.
that's definitely a leopard. Biggest leopard you've ever seen. I mean, if they're the leopard clan, obviously this great big golden soft-furred non-spotted hunting cat must be a leopard, like a mascot. Surely. Weirdest leopard you've ever seen, though. A stone's throw away, you covet the perfect resting spot that this leopardess, has taken in the sun-dappled shade trees. She makes this branch and everything looks so comfy and cozy. If you could just maybe get out there, maybe get past her, or maybe join her. Perhaps he'll feed her.
I mean, I'll start wandering over,
Okay.
just try and get as close as I can.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna mess with it, but
All right.
definitely looks comfy, and I'm tired as heck.
Sensing your approach, this, and for the audience sake, a female lion, a female large hunting cat, not a cougar, not a leopard, but a female lying hunting cat, makes eye contact with a goblin rogue named Jobrak, who just happens to be played by Aiden Willems. See where I'm going with this, Aiden?
Oh, absolutely.
And if you're a fan of any of our other shows and Aiden's characters, you know where I'm going with this. So I'm just going to say, as an homage to Aiden's spectacular performances as Fafal in both hinted at in Dice Before Dishonor, the El Cavalier Party, and especially 2 years earlier in our Mummy's Mask pod, there's this moment where this lioness lifts its head, blinks at the goblin, and freezes him in his tracks. And you know you must do something rather impressive in the way of a nature check or something to gain Harriet's approval before you can proceed. What do you do? And we'll see you next time. Well, actually, we'll see you after the break. But, you know, as far as this episode's concerned, we'll see you next time. Hi, everybody. Say goodnight, Niles.
Good night, all. Nighty night.
Good night's fine. No need to show off.
Yeah.